Hi, it's Allie from Impatient Stitches. Do you want to learn how to make this granny square? This is my pattern. It's called the chain and my granny square, and it can be extended into a baby blanket. If you want to learn how to make that, just keep watching this video. And don't forget to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button so we can keep crafting together from here on out. Let's get started. What you'll need is a crochet hook, some yarn, and some scissors. The hook size and the yarn size does not matter, but I did use a size J hook and I used a weight 5 yarn, but as you can see, to me it's just a fuzzy weight 4. I don't consider this a chunky 5. Any pair of scissors will do, but I do have craft specific scissors. These are fiber scissors, so they're meant to cut yarn, and I suggest getting some of those. Or there's some really sharp scissors. You don't want split ends or split edges. Let's get started. Before we do get started, even though this video pattern is free, there's a written version of this pattern on my Etsy. It's only about $3, maybe $4. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember anymore. But follow there and keep your eye on my Etsy, my YouTube, my Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok, all under Impatient Stitches, because pretty soon here I'm gonna have a mass release of granny square patterns and granny square shirts and blankets and things like that we're gonna be able to do. This yarn is the Forever Fleece yarn in the color Fruit Salad. It comes in multiple colors, but I really love it. So it's supposed to be a chunky 5 weight, but it's a 4 fuzzy. I'm using a size J hook, which is 5.75, almost 6 millimeters. And let's learn how to do this magic circle. So for the magic circle, first thing you need to know is that this short end, the one that stops, this is your tail, and the one that keeps going is your working yarn. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to take our tail and lay it on the back of our hand. I like to cut mine in between these two fingers. So I'll go like that. Just like that. Wrap this one straight down, so basically lining them up together. Come behind your fingers. So as you're holding it, wrap them around. See how it's kind of lined up? And you're coming behind those two fingers. And you're going to cross over the other way. So you're going to make an X behind your fingers. And then pull it forward. So don't cross them on this side, but cross them on the other side. Let's do that part again. So you're gonna drape them back here. Bring it to the front of your fingers and then wrap it around. So underneath and around, make an X and then pull it across the top like that. Then you're going to take your hook or your finger, whatever you feel comfortable with. You're gonna insert underneath this part, so underneath the first one and over the other one. So basically weave through. Go ahead and pull the second one through. What I like to do here is pull a little more than I need. So, and then I turn my hook. Pinch the circle, pull it off of your fingers. Pinch it and chain 1. And then you can pull a little bit to tighten, and that's what it should look like. So you should have your circle and your tail, and you can work over your tail. Let's do that again, because I know that part is a little bit tricky. So we're gonna drape over the back of the hand, forward, cross over, make the X in the back, make the X in the back. Drape over the front, turn over, underneath the first one, over the second one and pull through. Turn your hook, take the circle off your hand. Like I said, I like to pinch it as if this is my project and this is my working yarn, and you're gonna yarn over and pull through one. So you're going to chain one. And that is how you do a magic circle. Very simple, very easy. It just seems complicated. Another way that I've seen people do this magic circle is to just take your tail, wrap this around 2 times like that, go underneath both of them, or underneath and over, pull this yarn through here, take it off, chain up one. So now that you know how to do the magic circle, let's do the chain method. You're gonna make a slip knot. So with the slip knot, the best way I like to do it, I like to show flat. I like to show it flat. Hope I haven't been out of focus this whole time. So let's see. There we go. I like to show it flat. So I take, and my tail is over here. This is the left side for me, so my tail is over here, and my working yarn is on the right side. I like to cross my working yarn over the left, so in your hand, this would be like twisting it. So I move my working yarn to the left with my tail coming underneath on the right. Take your working yarn and pull it underneath the tail. So I've pulled it underneath the tail, which the tail is still on the right, working yarn is still on the left. Pull it underneath the tail and then pull it straight up, and that's a slip knot. Let me show you again flat, and then I can show you in your hand. So my working yarn is on the left. My tail is on the left, working yarn on the right. Move my working yarn to the left and pull it underneath my tail and pull up. So I'm going to show you in my hand now. So again, working yarn on the left, or working yarn on the right, Jesus, chain up. I am so tired. Working yarn on the right, tail on the left, flip over. And when it's in your hand like this, you're going to grab it from underneath, but you're still pulling the tail underneath the left and through. And then from that point forward, you put your hook in there and pull up as tight as you need to get for your tension. That is how you do that, and it works both ways. So if you were to have your tail on the right, whatever side your tail is on, that's the side you are pulling your working yarn through. If you don't, it'll just fall apart. That is it. Stay tuned for more tutorials. I'm Allie from Impatient Stitches, and I hope you're having a good day. Bye. So when you make your slip knot, you're going to twist over and pull through just like I showed you and like you see in that tutorial video. And to chain, you're just yarning over and pulling through whatever loop you have on your hook. So we're yarning over, which is collecting some yarn, and pulling through. And we're gonna do that 4 times. 4. And then we're gonna take our hook, insert it. I like to insert into the front stitch and the back stitch. It's a little hard to do. Front stitch and the back stitch. So as you can see, it's kind of turned sideways now. And then you yarn over and slip stitch. So I just want to apologize here and let you know that I'm so sorry that I'm out of focus through everything. And now you have to go through this little circle. So this is now your circle. Not going through the stitches, but right here through the middle of all of it. And you would just continue working into that. So you would chain up as many times as you need. From the chain, you would insert into the middle of all the stitches, not into a stitch, but in between everything. And then continue your work from there. And so that would be the centerpiece. That would be the centerpiece to your work. instead of a magic circle. The magic circle to me is just a bit neater. It looks a little better, even though this will disappear underneath all your stitches, but still looks a bit better to me. So that's what I'll use. But everything that I try to make everything where it is fashion to figure. So if you don't like using the magic circle, you can use something else and it won't compromise the pattern. That's it for today. Bye. Let's get started on my chain in my granny square. And it is extendable into a blanket if you continue on from, I want to say, row 5. So the first thing we're going to do is make a magic circle. I'll go ahead and make my magic circle the way that I like to make. You can also start this off with a chain 4, slip stitch together. That's fine. It doesn't bother it at all. This is the exact same yarn that I used to make the original one. It is considered a weight 5, but it's more like a weight 4 to me, and it's in the color Fruit Salad. And I will link that yarn in the description also. So from here, we're going to chain up 3, yarn over, insert into the circle, yarn over, pull through, and we're just placing 2 more double crochets here after the chain. The chain does count as 1. You're into chain 2, place 3 more double crochets, chain 2, place 3 more double crochets, and now we have 3 clusters. I'm going to pull tight. Not too tight though. I'm gonna leave about that much space. I'm gonna chain 2. Why did I start doing double crochet? Chain 2 and place 1 more cluster for a total of 4. And each one of these chain 2s is what creates our corners. Pull a little tighter now. Just need enough space for that. Okay, 1 more. And so actually, when I get here, I have the last 3 loops for my final double crochet of this round here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 1, 2, 3, pull my tail all the way up and through them, and then I'm going to put my hook back into the loops and then continue my double crochet and chain 2 again, and then find the top. So 1, 2, 3, the top of the chain 3. Gonna insert my hook right into those back 2 stitches, and I'm going to slip stitch and pull up a little bit because I'm not ready to do the next round just yet. And now we are going to pull the center as tight as we can get it up. Okay, that's a little too tight. That's never happened before. Well, it's okay. It just makes it easier for me to hide my tail. But yes, you want to pull it as tight as you can get it. Bloopers, man, bloopers. I don't know why that happened. So anyways, yeah, now let's get prepared for row 2. I'm still shocked. Anyways, how funny. So from here, we are not going to granny square like we normally do. Sorry, we're not going to granny square like we normally do. We're actually going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not carrying the tail just yet. we're going to go over into our corner that we have created, and we're going to single crochet and then chain 1 and 2, single crochet again. From here you're going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Going to single crochet into this corner once again, chain 2 from here, 1, 2, and place another single crochet into the same corner, chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. From the chain 4 you're going to single crochet into the corner, go ahead and chain 2. You can pull over my little tail. For your tail, I would suggest going around the opposite way, but I'm just gonna pull mine over, I guess. Oh no, I'll go the opposite way. Oop. Chain 2, and then you placing a single crochet there, chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Carry the tail, place a single crochet here, chain 2, 1, 2, place a single crochet there, and then you're just going to slip stitch right into the first part of that chain. Now from here we're going to chain up and granny square like normal, but I do want to mention that in every chain row, which is every other row or every other so rows, because you can alternate them if you want, but the way I'm doing it is every other row. So every chain row, for the corners you only have 4, so there will be a, what's that in my hair? You'll have a single crochet, chain 2, single crochet in every corner, and above each cluster, which is these, the 3 wow, my freaking brain is gone. In every cluster you'll have chain 4 above it. So now we're going to chain 3, 2, 3, and you're just going to place 2 double crochets right here into the chain. And then you chain 1, then you go right into the chain 2 space that we made, and you're going to place 3 double crochet, 1, 2, we got 1 more to place here. This yarn is a little fuzzy. Let me pull some more from my little ball here. See how pretty it is? Oh, now listen, I don't want to tell you what I'm calling it right now. That's some sexy yarn. You chain 2, and then since this is our corner space, we're going to place another cluster of 3 double crochets right there. And then you're going to chain 1, place a cluster of 3 double crochets here, and you can do this on any yarn with any size hook, does not matter. This is a very versatile pattern. So as you can see, we have these little gaps from the chains, you know, the gaps there, and my tension is really loose because it is a baby blanket that I'm making, and I like for my blankets to be kind of floppy and the stitches to not be like super tight. Not gonna lie, the heat is terrible. Tell me if you've ever had this water before. That's what I had to stop working to get me some water. It's Hawaiian volcanic water. I can't even pronounce the name of it. I'm not gonna lie to you. So anyways, you're just granny squaring like normal. You chain 1, go inside the chain and continue. The tighter your stitches, the more apparent the gaps are. Chain 2. I am going to finish off my portion of this row that I have left, and I will meet you at the next row. Okay, we're on row 4 now, and as you can see, I've already chained up 4. So I took the last one and I slip stitched, and I don't slip stitch into these that you see here. I never do that. I always slip stitch into the back too, because I feel like it makes my work just a little bit more flat, and you can't really see where I slip stitch to continue. So now that I have my chain 4, I'm going to single crochet right here into this space, chain up 4 more. So I'm single crocheting into these gaps here, but I'm going to single crochet into the gap or the corner. I'm chaining 2, 1, 2. We're going to single crochet into the same corner, chain up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to single crochet right here, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the next gap, 1, 2, 3, 4, single crochet into the corner, chain 2, single crochet into the same corner. I will meet you when I'm done with my chain row, and yeah, we'll start on the very last row for the granny square. Okay, I've made it to the next row because I have done my last chain 4, and I'm going to slip stitch right here. And that is the chain row. That's what it should look like. Now I will say that if you're using a smaller yarn, or you don't want yours to be as like fluffy and you need it to be kind of stiff, I would only chain 3 over these and still do the corners the same, but just chain 3 over the clusters. So from here we're going to granny square as normal. So you're going to chain up 3, place 2 double crochets right here, 1 more, going to chain 1 right here, not in this space, but right here in the chain 2 that you made, that chain 2 space. It's a little tight to see, but right there you're going to double crochet 3 times, 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 1 and chain 2, 3 more into the same space. It's a little tight, but not too tight for the way that I'm crocheting. My tension isn't loose, but it isn't, super tight either. Chain 1, and we're just going to granny square all the way around like normal. And I will meet you when I have finished this row. So now that I have finished this row, I'm going to snip my tail, pull it up, tighten that as nice as I get it, and this is the granny square. You can go ahead and hide that tail however you see fit. Zoom out a little bit. You can hide the tail however you see fit, or whatever you want to call this thing. Or hide it as you stitch these together. So if you want to turn this into a blanket, give me just a second and I'll tell you how. So the row that we stopped at for this granny square was row 5. We have 5 rows, so we have 1, 2, 3, and then the 2 chain rows in the middle. You can keep adding chain rows if you like, doing rows 6 through 15. But in order to turn this into a granny square, you're going to do rows 6 through 15 of just plain granny square. Or really, to turn this into a blanket, you're going to do rows 6 through 15 of just plain granny square, and that'll turn this from just this little cute granny square to a blanket. If you wanted to add a chain space in there, you'll just add don't count it, but add a chain space in between each row. So I kept saying add a chain space, and I meant to add a chain row. So add a chain row in between each row of regular granny square. Row 6 is a granny square, 7 is a chain, but you don't count it, and then 8 is a granny square, row 9 is technically a chain, don't count it. And just keep going that way if you want to keep the same little chain effect going on. If not, which I did not, I just continued mine out as a granny square because I thought this was a nice center and I wanted to leave it as such. You can border your blanket however you want to. Sometimes I don't even add a border because I feel like the work itself speaks volumes. It doesn't need that completion all the time. Here's the back side of it. I always use this side as the back. And this is the front of the granny square. It's a little bit more uniform to me. But yes, keep watching for more patterns. Follow me on Facebook, Pinterest, Instagram, and TikTok. And I will see you soon.